All right, hopefully the video is now recording. Hello, 2023 spring online or history students. If you're viewing this, sorry for getting a little bit. There we go. Now my little face is moving. So, if you're viewing this, you should be in one of my online history classes this semester, spring 2023, at Nash Community College. Like I mentioned in my announcement email last Friday, what I just wanted to do is make a very quick little video to make sure you all sort of understand how this online debate project is supposed to work. So, this should be pretty simple, but I do set them up a little bit differently. The idea is that if it's possible, I like to still have debates in person, even if they're online. However, if in online classes it doesn't usually work out, which it didn't in this one due to scheduling issues, people being able to get online since it's an asynchronous class, all that fun stuff. We might make another effort for the next one, but just to be clear, as I'll remind you all again, and as the directions state, this debate project is done totally individually. So, all the way it's going to work is, and again, I'm looking at my American History 2 class, as you guys can see here, but again, all my classes are set up the exact same format, just the content is different. So, World Civ 1, American History 1, y'all should look exactly like this, just again, different title. So, again, as usual, all you do is scroll down to where the project is, and just as a reminder, all you're going to see for this week, all of my classes, again, if you scroll here, I should just have one slideshow for you to go through to, again, sort of keep us up with the content. Review this at your own leisure. It is not a huge priority. The priority this week is the debate. If you need to just save this for next week due to time, that is absolutely fine. So, again, the priority is the debate. Again, it's a different project, relatively complicated assignment. Hopefully not too complicated, but it will take some work. So again, this is really your only responsibility for this week. I wanted to trim it down a bit. So again, just to look at this over this announcement, make sure you read through it. Again, you'll have formats to choose through that I'm going to show you. That's the main difference, is you have a bit more choice in how you want to complete this. However, again, as you'll see in the rubric, there is still a rubric, still expectations. They apply no matter what you're going to do. So whether you do the video option, the presentation option, a more traditional writing option, whatever you want to do, you still need to make sure you follow all the rubric expectations. If you leave something out the rubric is calling for, you still get a hit on the grade. Finally, and again, and going along with that a bit more specifically, it's going to have the same citation, the same source requirements as any other assignment. As I've been trying to remind you all, make sure you cite any sources you use, make sure everything is formatted correctly, and make sure, of course, the majority of an assignment is done in your own words. So, now that's out of the way, and again, the due date is February the 17th. So again, that's all you should see this week when you go into our weekly section on Moodle, is just the work schedule, which again is pretty much just the debate. The slideshow, which you can go through again at your own leisure. It's not a huge priority this week. And then the debate project. So, again, as always, and just to let this serve as a reminder as well, all of your major assignments that are worth a big chunk of your grade, again, those are all stored up at the top. And again, every debate prompt and every debate project we're going to do the entire semester is already located right here. So again, none of this should hopefully sneak up on anybody. So, the Debate 1 prompt can be found right here. And again, American History 1 and World Civilizations 1 students, your prompt is different. Everything else is going to be the same. So, for my American History 2 people, what they're debating is one of my favorite topics actually is the Gilded Age. But again, not relevant to those of you who aren't American History 2. But basically, it's very straightforward. Kind of like you did in like a writing assignment or in the mini debates to help us get ready for this, is you have a question where you have to pick a clear side. In this case, for example, American History 2 students, you're picking were the Gilded Age people you were supposed to cover last week, were those big businessmen, those industrialists, were they captains of industry, or were they robber barons? I would recommend you review the slideshow and especially the reading on those gentlemen, for example. Other classes, same thing. Make sure you reviewed the slideshows and the readings I've provided. And you are, of course, also welcome to do your own outside research as long as you properly cite everything. So, the procedures, good news for the online classes is very simple. First, again, you'll just pick the side you want to argue, whatever it's going to be. Then, like I said, you have 3 formats on how you want to handle this. First, you can do some sort of video presentation or recording in which you present your individual argument like you would in an actual live debate. Second, you can do a regular writing assignment response, same double citations, same font, all that fun stuff. Or you can do a presentation, 15 slides minimum. And again, just to be clear, it has to have the 12-point font, the citations, all that proper stuff. And I do expect a bit more than just a couple of words per slide, obviously. So, again, just as a reminder, I also repeated this here. Whatever you choose, you must have the works cited page and the sources and all that fun stuff, just like the regular debate. And so again, I want 5 total sources, 5 primary and secondary. And to be clear, that doesn't mean I want 10 sources total. No need to panic. I want 5 total, including primary and secondary. So again, that's all you need to know really for the basic directions. Again, the deadline is right here. I'll email the deadline. The deadline's already here, and I've put it in the weekly section on Moodle. So you should have plenty of reminders on the deadline. The only other thing that I'll mention again is the rubric that we'll use for all of these the whole semester is located right here. So again, there's basically a few things, kind of like a writing assignment, I want you to keep in mind. You still need a properly formatted thesis statement. I'll grade you, of course, on the clearness and the convincing nature of your argument. Did you argue and stay on point? Did you actually follow the prompt? All that fun stuff. Support, again, use of evidence. No matter what you're using, I expect you to properly cite and state your sources. You'll have your counter argument or QA portion as well. This is a little bit different from my online debate people. Obviously, since we can't really debate in person, unfortunately, this just means I want you to acknowledge the opposing argument, or acknowledge opposing arguments and contradict them. So look into the other side, look into some of their arguments, give me some points as to why they are actually incorrect. And then, of course, organization, works cited page, everything's properly formatted. That works cited page is there. So that's, again, basically what I'm looking for this. Hopefully that was a pretty decent summary. I do just want to remind you again with the Q&A, you guys are a little bit different online people. You're not going to be participating in any live question and answer, obviously. I just am going to be grading you on whether or not you actually acknowledge the counter argument in your debate. So again, don't just focus on proving why you're right. Contradict at least one of the other side's arguments. So that should hopefully be everything you would need for this. Again, this is your only real responsibility for me this week. The prompt's been up here the whole semester, so you're welcome to review it whenever you have time. Any questions between now and then, please let me know. Just for record, my online students as well, I do have office hours. You can schedule to meet with me online. It'll automatically send you a Google Meet link. But at the very least, do remember, of course, you have access to my email address right here, or it should just be very easy to look up. So, any other questions, please let me know at any point this week. Otherwise, have a great rest of your week, and you will hopefully hear from me again later this week with some more reminders. Have a good one.